Hey guys, so we're back with another video. Thank you for tuning in to Crafted with Courtney and Magnolia Crafts. I would appreciate it if you guys just subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit your girl up, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Tell me how I did. Tell me something that you want me to do, like as far as crafting. I cannot do sublimation. Don't ask me to do it. I will not do it because I can't do it. And on top of that, I don't have the printer to do it, but I know that I can't do it because I don't have the printer. All right, anyways, I have written down some questions. It's pen on my paper, can't read my handwriting, but I've written down some questions that I had took from my Facebook groups that I'm in, my crafting groups. And a lot of the questions always ask me, where do you get the rug from? So I'm going to run down a list of stores that you can get the rug from. And for my people who do not like to sit and listen to people talking, you rather just watch the work, in the description box, I'm going to have posted when I begin working on this rug. So you can just click that and you can bypass all of this, all right? So the questions, a little Q&A before we begin. The first question is, where is the rug from? So I normally get my rugs from Home Depot, but right now, because everybody is starting up the same kind of craft due to being furloughed or laid off or quitting their jobs and just taking a step out on faith, a lot of people are starting up the craft of crafting. Yeah, they're starting up the craft of crafting. And so there are not many rugs out here. And right now it is hard to get them from like China or somewhere. And see, that's where Target and that's where Home Depot get theirs from. It's China. So it's really hard on them to try to get stuff in right now. And then like when Home Depot gets stuff in, people are buying it right off the shelves. Like, I mean, they can upload it today that they have 44 rugs in stock, and by tomorrow it will be one rug left. People are hawking those pages, and I am people, okay? So you can do Home Depot, you can do Target, you can do IKEA. But if you are like me and you don't live next to an IKEA, they're going to charge you so much money to even ship those rugs. Because the other day, I was trying to order from IKEA, and the IKEA is like 4 hours away from me. I live in Mississippi. The nearest one is in Tennessee. I tried to order like 13 Coir mats from IKEA, and y'all, I kid you not, they were going to, the price was already $153.49. They were going to charge me an additional $179 to ship my Coir mats, which made it like $300 to get it here. I wasn't doing it. Like, if I'm going to spend $300 on something, I'm going to get my full product and then go drive and pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to spend $179 on shipping. Y'all, I could be shopping for clothes, and that bag can say $25. And the moment that shipping raised at $25 to $35, baby, them clothes stay there. I would knit me a dress before I buy. Okay, I'm cheap. Y'all got that. Anyways, the rugs from Home Depot are $8.97 depending on which Home Depot, because I just searched to see if Oxford, Mississippi, which is where Ole Miss is at, I just searched to see if maybe Oxford's Home Depot had more rugs, and their rugs cost $10.97. $2 higher. What is the problem with that? Like, why aren't y'all all together? Why are you not $8 here? Oh, at Target I paid $9.99. You can maybe look at your hardware stores, but I know that Lowe's is not a hardware store that you can look at. They don't have them at all. Like, they have Coir mats, but people have already put in their little zazz already on them, so I know you can do about it. Somebody asked me, is it vinyl or is it sublimation? It is neither. I take it back. It is vinyl. The stencil is vinyl. The rest of it, the words that you see on the mat, is hand paint. It is not vinyl. I use Oracle 651, and I wish I had the tube that it comes in to show it to you, but it is Oracle 651. I use Oracle 651 to do my stencil, and I've already cut some out already, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But I use Oracle 651 for my stencil. I don't use freezer paper. I don't use poster board. I don't use cardboard and all this other stuff, because when I first started doing these, I did the freezer paper, and the freezer paper, guys, took me like 3 hours. No lie. Like, I cut it out. The first time I cut it out, the letters, the inside of the letters got stuck to the to my light grip mat, and I was like, oh no, we can't do this. So I had to do it again. Then the outside of the letters got stuck, and I'm like, well, I need those, so I had to do it again. And by the third try, you know, I got it by the third try, but it took so long because I had to use pins to like stick it down. And I had saw like these tutorials where one lady had took her heat press and she like pressed it down and kind of like melted it to it like I do with my Oracle 655. But I do not use my heat press on that because I'm afraid it'll melt. I use a blow dryer on low heat, and I'll show you how I do that step. But I tried all of that. And none of that stuff worked. And this is why I'm telling you to stop doing it. And even if it's working for you, stop doing it. Once you see this method, you're going to see how much easier it is to get this done than it is to do that the way everybody else on YouTube is saying, use your freezer paper. Don't use your freezer paper. Do not do it. What all have I tried? So I just told you, I tried the freezer paper. I've tried the cardboard or the cardstock. I've tried poster board. None of it works. I've also, before hand painting, I tried Flex Seal. Flex Seal is awesome. At least you can guarantee that when these people wipe their feet off on that mat, that them words ain't gonna smear. Today, it ain't gonna say not today Satan, and tomorrow say today Satan, because the knot is gone. You know, you don't have to worry about that with Flex Seal. Now with this acrylic paint, when I first started doing them with the acrylic paint, y'all, I was horrified. I was like, Lord have mercy. You charging these people for these mats, and then when it rained and they rub their feet on them, what is gonna happen? But I check on everybody who I've sold my mats to, and everybody's like, girl, that mat looked just as good as it did when you sold it to me. So I'm like, good, you know, we got it good. Another thing about the paint, I use apple barrel paint from Walmart. This one is an 8 fluid ounce. It is a matte acrylic paint. I think this one is $1.50. It is $1.50. I wish I could show you. Let me see if I can reach it. This one is my 2 fluid ounce. This one is like 50 cents. 50 cents for this. And so I imagine the $4 fluid ounce, if they make it. I don't think they make that. I think it's 2, 8, and then 16. And I know they do a 24. I have started buying the 16s. This one right here, I think cost me $4.88. And I bought like 3 or 4 of them. This one here, I don't know how much this one can do, but I figure a lot. This one here, I can do 2 rugs with. And I may can do 3 depending on how big the letters are and how many characters is on the rug. But this one here, I could do 2 rugs with. And also about the amount that I could do. So with the Oracle 651, I go all the way. I use my 12 by 24 light grip mat. I can do 2 mats off of my Oracle 651. 3 if you're nasty. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I can do 2 mats off of my my Oracle 651. And it's $9.99 at Michael's. You may can get it off of Amazon. I'm sure you can get anything off of Amazon. You can probably get it off of Amazon, but I'm a person, I like to go in store and grab what I need. I don't like to have to wait 3 and 4 days, and UPS may or may not deliver it to the right address. I don't have time for that. So I go in store at Michael's. And then the good thing about Michael's is that you can use your 20% off coupon, which is what I do. So instead of paying $9.99, I pay like $8 or 7 something. They round up to 8. Whatever. I pay it. Another thing you're going to need is your brushes. I get these brushes from Walmart, right? So let me show you how it works. The paint is at the bottom. The brush is right above the paint. At least at my Walmart, it is. So it's just like a one-stop grab. I like grab at the bottom, swipe at the top, and we out of there, Jack. This one here, this is a 5 by 8 inch. Yeah. I'm looking like, y'all listen, I got a college degree. Sometimes I be like, is that an inch or is that what is that? Anyways, these, I always like to go through and pluck these bristles because sometimes they will get caught up in your paint, which will eventually get into your rug and dry to the rug. And sometimes I had to take my scissors and go through and clip. So yeah, I just pull until like it's no more coming out. Oh, listen, I've already cut my vinyl. As you can see, you probably can tell how it works. I don't think I have to demonstrate it to you. To cut my vinyl, I use this. It has 2 blades. I just slide it across and cut it, and voila, it is cut perfectly. Because if you're like me, some people can use these scissors and cut in a straight line. Y'all, I can't even draw a circle. Okay, I am 26 and cannot draw a circle. My 5-year-old draw better than me. God did not bless me to be artistic at all. Okay, that's fine with me though. I'm okay with that because God gifted me in other ways. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Things needed. I just went over. Oh, last thing that you need is a Cricut Explore Air 2 or some type of machine. You might could use a Silhouette, a Cameo. That may be the same thing. I have no idea. I just know I deal with Cricut. You can use whatever machine does what Cricut does. Okay? Okay. So y'all, we are going to get started. Oh, cause you need girlfriend right here. She got paint all over her. You need your Weedle. Mine got a little hook in it. But anyways, y'all, we're about to get started here. I'm gonna walk y'all through the whole process. When I tell you the whole, baby, I mean the whole process. Let's get her started. All right, guys, so today the rug we're working on says, not today, Satan. Not any day, Satan. All right, not today. As you guys can see, I have already laid this down. I'm trying to make this go a little quicker. You see my contract tape down here because my sides aren't sticking because the board, it needs to be clean. You can tell up there it's nasty. But I'm gonna go ahead and load it real quick because I always like to load before the thing starts to flash. All right, so now today, Satan, we are going to set the dimensions here. I'm going to set my dimensions for, the highest you can go is 11.5. I'm going to do it at a 10.5. Let's see what a 22.5. The letters have, the dimensions change, I believe, so that's why. Yeah, my dimensions changed. That's why it looks like that. So 10.5 to 22.5. And you'll see how that looks. I hit it at a 90-degree angle because I don't ever turn this stuff perfectly. So I allow my, I just type in 90 degrees and it flipped it sideways. Now today, Satan, everything is centered. And we're going to click attach here. Let's click make it. We don't have to mirror this because we're not making a shirt. This is not HTV, okay? This is not iron on. I am going to move it down just a little bit from the edges. I don't like my stuff being at the, where the red line is at. I cannot stand that, so I always move it down. And I'm going to move it up just a tad here to where it gives me a little bit of room. All right, let's click continue. It's already loaded. We'll just wait for it to connect. I'm going to time lapse this area so I can spend more time teaching and not sit up here and have a freaking hour-long video on how to do something. So I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, so I am back now that the time lapse is over. And I'm just going to show you how I wheedle out my stencil here. So, bear with me. Well, you won't be able to see me do the end, but you'll be able to see the rest of it. I want you to see me be able to do my O. So with the letters O, hold on. I leave the inside of my letter, but I keep the inside of my letter because you're going to see why. You are going to need the inside of your letter. And then we'll just keep it off to the side. So now I have it wheedled out. Somebody asked me the other day, what brand of core mat do I use? Like I told you, just go to Home Depot because this is all it shows. It doesn't even show a brand. It just tells you like how to take care of it. What's the fiber content? The backing of it is of course PVC. It's made in India, 100% core, easy to clean, outdoor use, and it's an 18 by 30. 18 by 30s are all I use for now. I may start using something different or bigger later, but right now, 18 by 30 is all I use. We are going to go ahead and get into wheedling this thing on out. We're rolling it off the mat because we've already wheedled it out. I'm going to lay it up here though so you can see how it's going to fit. Not today, say on. Not today. Okay. Alright. I pull it up from the side like that. I like to roll it down all the way on the side before I begin to just peel that. I'm actually about to turn it sideways. You have to be careful with this Oracle 651. It is very, 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 very sticky. And once it sticks onto one another, y'all, it's the worst thing ever. It easily tears, so you have to be careful. I always go around with my wheedle and pick up the letters, like the inside of the letter. So I pull it pretty quick, but I watch the bottom and the top as I pull, so I don't mess nothing up around here. And this is the way that I peel it off. I'm just going to lay this over here because it still has the inside of my letters that I'm going to use. It comes off like this. There we go. It comes off just like that. And I lay it in the center, just like this. And y'all, if you anything like me, it can be in the center and I still be feeling like it's something I need to fix with it, so I will mess it up several times. I pat it down to my mat. Get this up as a string, like for my t-shirt. As you can see, it is centered. Now, Satan doesn't look centered, but y'all, I promise you, it is. It is most definitely centered. Well, it don't look centered to me, so I just thought I'd say that in case somebody say in the comments, girl, you know that mat ain't centered. All right, so we're getting ready to start painting. Well, no, we're not. I skipped like 2 whole steps. I want to tell you about these little cups. I get these cups from Michael's. It's like a 6-pack for $2.97. These are some of the best cups. And then topped with this acrylic paint, it just comes right off, okay? So this is like one of the best things, one of the best cups, instead of having to use a plastic bowl or something like that. I'm not knocking the plastic bowl, but I personally don't want to have to use the plastic bowl. You all right, Londa? You need a charger? All right, guys, so what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to time lapse like I was going to do me putting the inside of the letters in. Rather that, I'm just going to show you because I did say this was going to be an extensive video, so I don't want to take anything from it. I just lay them in the center. Just pull it up. Yeah, my kid, I told her, don't bother me, I'm filming. She's came here twice. I guess the art of being 5, you don't listen well, huh? I got one more area left to fill it in. Yeah, I feel like I be doing surgery when I'm using my weedle. Like I be feeling like I'm somebody. You feel me? Alright, make sure I got these in the middle where I want them. Alright, so for the next step, I am going to, this is where my blow dryer comes into play with the vinyl. I'm going to blow dry this at a low heat. Alright guys, so I am back. I'm going to get ready to get started painting. I like to shake it a little bit. Also, when I paint, I set my cup right here. If paint get on the bottom, it's not going to go through the pink part of it. Again, it is matte black paint by Apple Barrel. Boom. This is not an ad, but I love Apple Barrel paint, honey. Cause y'all gonna see, I even got it in my nails already, y'all, cause I've been doing stuff earlier. But I promise, like, it's not dirt in my nails. I be having after I finish, I always go get me something to eat. And I'll be like, oh, it's not dirt in my hands. Cause I be seeing the way people be looking at my hands like, oh, girl, you ain't so bad today. Girl, your nails nasty. Alright guys, so let's get started. Before I do anything, I love to pray over my stuff, and how fitting this is not today's Satan. So Lord, I come to you today as humble as I know how. I thank you for giving me the blessings, the mind, the hands, the creativity to be able to even start a crafting business. I pray that you allow me to do this here the right way so we don't have to waste a rug and we don't have to redo this, Lord. In your name, Jesus, I do pray, and I pray that my client loves it as much as I loved making it for her. In your name, Jesus, I do pray. Amen and amen. All right, y'all. Let's get started. Look, got a little drip. So I go through and I like pat it into the Coir mat. You know, y'all gonna think I'm crazy because I just prayed over this mat, but let me tell you, honey, before I do anything, I always send one up to God, because at the end of the day, none of this would even be possible without God himself. I wouldn't even have the activity of my limbs if it was not for God himself. You feel me? So I don't know what y'all believe in, and I'm okay if you don't believe in the Lord. That is fine by me, honey. You believe in whomever you choose to. I will not judge you. But as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And we also going to paint these rugs. Because I'm getting ready to teach my 5-year-old how to do this, honey. Because, I'm only one person. And I always tell people, give me 3 to 7 business days. And lately, because I have been getting so many orders in, it is starting to look more like 7 business days. And I don't like to hold on to people's stuff, because when you pay me, I like to be able to get you your stuff, because I don't want people saying, well, I ordered from her 2 weeks ago and I still ain't got my product. Uh-oh. Red flag. One thing I have learned while being in business is that people don't like to pay for shipping, and people also do not like to, wait on their order a long time. But due to COVID, some things you may have to wait on because the person who's making your order may be waiting on products from somewhere, and COVID has hit, so shipping time is a lot slower. I know that I think UPS or USPS, one of them has gotten extremely, extremely slow about shipping. Has gotten really slow about shipping. I'm probably going to time lapse the rest of this in a minute because as you see now, you get the gist of what I'm doing. I don't want the video too long to where you get bored. Alright, so as you guys can see, I'm done painting, but I always like to go over, it says within, once it dry in an hour, go over with a second coat, but I actually go ahead and apply like a second coat to certain areas, right off the rip. I don't wait on it to dry because then you'll be waiting an extra hour for it to dry, and I like to go ahead and get it over with now because my rugs is in such a high demand. I don't have time to sit around and wait on one rug to dry and come back and redo it and all of that. So I go ahead and on certain parts, I just go ahead and get it over with. You can see where I'm brushing it, you know, like that. Sometimes I like to go ahead and paint it just like that instead of dabbing it. I like to stroke it. My baby told me stroke it with emotion. What y'all know about that? Alright. And you want to be careful, like when you're doing letters like A's, you have that little triangle part in the middle. Yes, you blow dry it down, but the moment the paint hits it, it takes it off of the mat. It is no longer adhered to the mat. So you want to be careful. And then like on the edges, like for instance with this S, the way it's shaped, you can't really see it because it's painted black. But the way it's shaped, you want to be careful if you do the stroking motion that I do, that you paint in the direction of the way the S is curved, because if you paint opposite, you can roll it up, and instead of having that area filled, not filled, you'll fill that area and the S won't be clear to this and S. So you have to be careful and calculated with the way that you do everything when you paint these mats, because I'm going to tell you something. When I first started off doing these mats, I made a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes made me have to throw out mats and redo mats. And mats are too high for you to do that. They are extremely too high. Products are too high. So not only have you wasted a whole mat, but you wasted the products that you used. And back then, when I first started off, I was using Flex Seal. Flex Seal is $12.98 a can. Flex Seal, one can would do 2 rugs for $12.98. It is entirely too much to be messing up. The rugs are already $8 to $12. Especially if you get it from Joann's, like I do sometimes. Joann's is when I'm desperate. I meant to tell you guys about Joann's. Joann's costs $12.99. I don't fool with Joann unless I am desperate, honey. Other than that, Joann get to stay where she at. I only like to drive by Joe. I don't have nothing to say to her. Absolutely nothing. Now, because I put on so much paint on these, it does take until in the morning to dry. So I did this one tonight. I'll leave it in here on the floor to dry. It is probably going to take this one until tomorrow afternoon, but which is fine because I'm going to drop this one off at 4:30. 4:30 is sometime my drop time for this. So yeah, I'm going to drop it off at 4:30. And that's that. I'm searching right now to see if there's any spots I might have missed. I know with this O I missed because every O is always missed. It's just something about those O's. My little girl was in the car with me the other day and she heard me playing Jolene by Dolly Parton. And every day this girl has sang Jolene. Dolly Parton said, please don't take my man. You know what? Take him. If you can take him, he ain't mine. Ain't that what they say? They say that's a word there. Alright, yeah, my end need a little bit more in certain areas. And then like tomorrow, once this is dried, and when it dry and I see that, oh, you know what, you could have added more paint in this area right here, I will add more paint to it. But it won't be a whole bunch of paint. And it won't take it long to dry either because it's already dry. So it won't take it no time. I'm actually getting ready to pull it up because I want you guys to be able to see it. And see, unlike Flex Seal, when I was doing these with Flex Seal, y'all, I literally had to, when I was doing this with Flex Seal, I literally would have to wait like 10 to 15 minutes to take this up. And now I no longer have to do that. Like I can pull it up right off the rip. But what I do to be sure that I can pull this up is I go ahead and, let me put some on the side here. I will do this sometime. You don't have to do it like that. I do mine like this. But I make sure that, because this is like no drip paint. Honest to God. It don't say that, but that's what I'm telling you it is. Because it literally doesn't drip. Drip too hard. Alright, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Alright, I'm about to pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Lord have mercy. Alright guys, for the great reveal. Did my voice just crack? Yes, yes, it's complete, it's complete. It is complete. So now, what I'm going to do, you see there might be some areas where I have to go in and clean up. I will clean up with my brush, like once I'm done. I go in and smooth it out, like I'm doing now. I have been doing these for a while, so this is why I'm able to do this without the paint. I mean, without the stencil on, and I do not worry about messing up my paint. If you are new to this and not true to this, okay, I advise you to not pull that stencil up and do what I'm doing. Like, I have realized how far to go over to the edges, and I smooth out my paint. And I beat it in. Like, you want the bold look on top, but you also want it to soak into those coconut fibers. If you want it to soak into it. So it'll be, I guess, fade resistant, but, I mean, we know it's not fade resistant, but, you know. But that's what you want. Alright guys, like I said, I'm going to go in and clean this mat up. Right now, what I'm going to do is take up my, take it up. It looks even better once you start pulling the stuff up. It's a little sticky. It's still a little sticky. I go up under it with my Weedle and pull it up. And one thing I want you to know, like when you make these mats, because you are hand painting them, if they are not next to perfect, well, if they're not perfect, it's okay. Like you may have some areas that look a little smaller than the other areas do. You might have some areas that look better, but don't, in my opinion, I wouldn't bring that up to my client. I would let my client tell me, hey, this is an area that I do not like on this mat, or this area could have been better on the mat before I bring anything up. Like, don't just shoot yourself in the foot, because sometimes people don't even see what you see. And sometimes people Get to go, oh, I didn't like it, but I hope you love it. And now they looking at it with like a third or fourth eye, and they like, well, crap, I don't like it either. When initially they loved it. So you have to be careful. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you say something to me, I fix whatever you want me to fix. And I try to go in and fix stuff that I feel like I would have a problem with if it was my product. But don't just lead with, girl, I was making your rug and I didn't like it. Because now I don't like it because you ain't like it. And you the person who made it, so you should like it. Anyways, I'm going to scan over the rug and show it to you guys. And then that's that. This rug is complete. This is the finishing product. I thank you guys so much for tuning in today with Crafting with Courtney from Magnolia Crafts. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel and turn your notifications on so that you can be notified whenever I upload more content. Thank you. Have a good night.